Ross, AJ, are you sobered up yet from your chaos nap?
I am. I got some soda and I'm good to go.
All right. Welcome to the game of Otherworld. What time is it in the Otherworld? When last we met our heroes, it was the 21st day of the 6th month after they had had a very chaotic evening, rushing deep into the darkness of Rappan Athuk, delving far, far into the darkness of the gut, before returning by means of their hired ride Gortimer, the last one in. There, they purchased a day of rest. They purchased 2 nights, for which they might rest and recover from their extremities. Now, I assume you wanted to pay to keep Gortimer on retainer? Alright. Knock off. It was. What were you hiring him for? What was the price that we agreed on for him? I'm trying to remember.
Two gold.
It was at least.
It was either 25 or 50, and I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 25 a day. That was it. Okay. You wish to keep him around on retainer? That's another 50 gold pieces. And if you tell me that you have that, I will trust you, but I leave it to you to work out among you how that money is paid.
I give 50 gold pieces.
Okay. The rest of you guys can work that out or not, as you will. On the bright side, the quality of the the quality of the food, as ever, at the last one in, is fantastic. Unfortunately, it is somewhat counterbalanced by the fact that you have crammed yourselves deep into the room you're in, and have very little space in which to rest properly.
Did we also sort out the payment for that part, the most recent stay?
I believe you guys were all cramming yourselves into a single 10-foot by 10-foot room, like you were going feral on a convention.
I was going to compare it to, like, fighting orcs in a room. It's a 10-foot by 10-foot room full of orcs.
Yeah, 12 adventurers in there.
But even that's pricey, I remember.
You'd probably sleep in shifts. Yes, it's 10 gold pieces a day for the small room.
Right, so that was another 20 because we had 2 days left. Is that correct? All right, I'll pay this one. I haven't paid in a while.
Alrighty.
All right, decrementing. There we go.
Oh, I love the Gortimer miniature you found. That's perfect.
I'm sorry.
You shouldn't be.
No.
So my GP total is now at 107, I think.
I am posting this one. This one's going on the fridge. Alrighty. Now, I believe it is Monakin's turn to call, or did he call last week?
I do not remember calling last week.
Then it's your turn now.
Okay. I think my time next time, perhaps? Because I think it's been a while since I did. Okay.
Yes, you are next in the queue. All right.
Well, the plan is to go back to where we were adventuring last time and continue.
Yeah, there was some rooms. There was a big hallway with doors leading off of it. It was all a real interesting looking place.
Yeah.
All right, then.
That'll be another... Would that be another 25 GP to do that? Or is that part of the retainer?
You've been keeping around for 25 gold pieces a day. You kept in... He brought you back that day. It was 50... Okay, yeah. It's 25 to keep him around on retainer. And then 25 for each ride.
Okay,
so you... Let me go back to the calendar map. Sorry, not the map. The calendar. On the 19th, you spent a total of 50 gold pieces. One to get him to take you there, another to get him to take on retainer to get him to take you back. On the 20th, you spent 25 to get him to not leave. On the 21st, I assume you're going to spend You've already spent 25 to have him around and to take you there. And it's up to you whether or not you will spend another 25 to have him on retainer to take you back. So right now, you already have a ride to your destination. You have not yet paid him for a ride back. Does that make sense, everybody?
Okay.
It's the
So
21st of Mithrod.
Yes. Let me pull up the calendar. Because I do not remember the names of the calendar as intuitively as you do.
I don't either.
My eternal embarrassment. Well, more accurately, you probably just have it. You pulled it up before I did it.
All right, well,
Yeah.
folks, if I don't get money, I am going to have to sleep outside this place. And Richard's a nice man, but if it were me, I would make something terrible happen if someone had to sleep outside this place. So,
Oh, I've got
I
that
thought-
queued up.
yeah, I will probably make Glorpert go home and use another character from the stable and use a different estate line if that happened. 'cause-
No,
That
I'm
would
not
be the
gonna let
nice
you.
thing to do to Glorpert.
I'm not gonna let you sleep in the hall, buddy.
How are we
thanks.
all feeling about the potential to use the surface in some way now that we've got access to the surface? Like, is it safer up there? Can we pitch a tent?
It's not safer up
It's
there.
not.
Okay.
I'm sorry, actually, that's
All right.
metagaming, but that place is terrible.
There are things out
Oh,
there.
thank God. We made it up above ground. Oh, no. Actually,
Hello.
this is terrible.
Bonjour. Okay, so I won't keep you waiting over long. I assume you guys gather Gortimer after a hearty breakfast and scamper off to your destination.
Can we restock, like some basic stuff, from Uruvok,
Yeah, what are you
arrows and stuff? I just need like 10 arrows, 4 flasks of oil, couple set of darts. I think
all
a
of
grab.
these things can be procured from Uruvok at twice normal cost and quality.
Well,
And quality. Wow. Got some fucking limbus bread rations.
Correct. The quality is cosmetic, but it might matter someday, somehow. But if you have the money and wish to pay, all of these things can be procured.
All right. I'm looking up how much rations cost because I haven't needed them, but once we start
Oh,
needing
actually,
them,
no.
I'm gonna
He can hook you up with sausages for cheap.
How cheap we talking?
Half normal cost.
Huh. I won't look into this.
you don't know what the sausage is made of.
No
That's
sausage
okay.
is good. You don't want to know what's in any sausage. But I don't know. Well, let me know if this tastes like people. I wouldn't know what that tastes like, but I don't know. If I've got some kind of like supernatural law senses that would give me a clue as to exactly how sinful this is. Other than that, I'm just not going to worry about it.
Will Gortimer take us through the northeastern cavern passage, or will he only take us up to the cavern of endless sands? That's.
He can't really take. He can take you to the other side of the cavern, but his wagon can't really proceed far past the on the passage to the northeast. It's too narrow. So there's not really much point to it. He can take you to the sands, and that's about it.
All right. Do it.
I don't actually understand the difference between rations, trail, and rations, dried. But whatever, I'm just going to pick one.
I'll explain that later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no
want
worries.
dried. You want the more expensive one for the underground passage. Trail rations that are like surface quality, those don't last long in the Underdark. They just spoil.
Oh.
The conditions out here are too nasty.
Okay.
Alrighty, so where are we going? So I'm going to skip past the rune caverns. I'm going to switch over to the generic cavern backdrop for the narration. Oh, yep. Once again, you mount the wagon and watch the great rippling foot of the snail begin to ripple faster and faster and haul you at great speed down the corridors. You depart bright and early at 7 in the morning. Actually, hang on a second. Who among you wants to earn 100 extra experience points for keeping track of time and space for me?
I could try. I'm not sure how to keep track of time and space.
All right, you do time. I'll do space. Okay. At 7 a.m. on the 21st, you leave the last one in. At 11 a.m. of the 21st, you arrive at the border of the Cavern of Endless Sands.
The border? Did you say border?
Yes,
Okay.
the border of the Cavern of Endless Sands, and you are doffed off. I assume you then circumnavigate the hyperbolic desert in the usual fashion by clinging fast to the wall.
Yes.
Okay.
I slither.
All right. And then you are on the other side. That takes you one turn. So at 11:10, you are on the other side. You then walk briskly for 3 hours so that you arrive at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Though, of course, down here the activities of the sun are a distant and abstract concern.
So it's 14:10 now.
Yes. Per usual, I am going to use the party as a stand-in for now. You return to the dark. Is anyone unable to see your the current location of the party?
I am Praderi.
All right.
I see.
Okay, you can see. Where is Frederi? Because right now I only have the party token down. I don't think anyone
Oh
else.
yeah, I can see the party token now.
Okay, if you can see the party token, then we're happy. Okay. The fungus, which you routed through fire and dart, has not yet grown back. So it looks like you are going to be able to make a direct path forward to your destination. Do you intend to do so?
Can't see why not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds a little sus, but yeah, let's go for it.
All right. One moment. Do quick maths. Why will this thing not let me move it? Sorry, a bunch of stuff just got relocated all of a sudden. I'm trying to figure out how to undo that. Okay. 20 has decided to be shenanigans for a moment. Okay. No. Okay. Okay. After 20 minutes of wrangling with the darkness and the map, you make it to your next destination. You have reached...
14:30.
Yes. Where are my many dice? I have so many dice, so I can't see anything here. There. All right. Now, after you pass through the room of fragile soil, you return to this place. The corridor stretches far to the west, and a doorway, which is since shut.
Oh, somebody closed it, huh?
Yes, someone has been through here since then. But you know where it leads.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's crack her open again. Let's check first, though, in case somebody closed it. Somebody could have done something else to it. So
Hmm.
maybe I'll take a turn.
Do you want Owen to cast Detect Evil?
No,
Okay.
because it's not the same as detect traps, and I'd rather have it used on, like, some sort of artifact or, some item we
Got
might
it.
come across.
Yeah.
Monacan, I'll go up to this door, but I won't pass the threshold in case there's shenanigans. I'll look out the door and guard behind us and use a torch. I'll tamp the torch immediately after this turn. That'll use 10 minutes of the torch.
All right. Now, what about all of our magical sources of illumination?
I'm sorry, actually, no, never mind. I don't know.
But yes, to watching our tail, though. I think is wise.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna spend a turn searching the door.
All right. Give me a search. It's a 1d6 for your search, right?
Well, I think it would probably fall under,
Right. Yeah, there's
I
proper
don't know,
rules for this.
delicate tasks, perhaps.
Yes. It's a
I-
6. He's a 6th level
Sixth
thief.
level. Yeah, it's a 40% chance, I believe.
All right. Da-da. Da-da. You do not, with your senses, find any traps. You see no mechanisms in the hinges. You see no deadfalls above the door. You see nothing piercing the door that would, connect it to a string on the other side.
I'm going to open it and just, like, push it. Does it push open or pull open?
That's a good question. I think it pushes open from this side.
My players always ask that question.
It's a good question.
Yeah. All right, well,
The door problem does not only apply to game development, as AJ knows well.
Oh man.
yeah, so I'll open it and just
All right.
step back quickly.
You open the door. Now, what I would like is for Monacan, I would like you to roll a
Save?
surprise check, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, it's not.
All right, give me just a moment. Did I say you pulled or push? I said push.
Did
right?
matter.
Push. Yeah.
I think he said
Okay.
push, yeah.
Okay. So where are the rest of the characters? We'll lay them out in a minute. Actually, I'll trust Ross to lay them out since he has certain other capabilities. But suffice to say, when you push open the door, as you push open the door, a black hand reaches around the door frame and pulls it open. And looking down at you from above is a skeletal figure with bones as black as soot, with pinpricks of red glowing deep within their eyes. And you are taken off guard.
Oh.
Oh, you wish Bloombad was here.
Mm.
Alrighty. So, they have surprise. Is anyone's only surprised on 1?
No, I don't think there's any rangers among us.
Unfortunately not.
In that case, I must ask, Monakin, what is your armor class?
13.
All right. The first blow, Monakin evades. Though he is taken off guard, his reactions are still swift. The second blow from the other skeleton that comes past him is not so lucky. A stabbing weapon, of an old Roman make, lunges in and gouges him upon the hip, causing him 5 points of damage. Now, a brief description. These skeletons, they are 7 feet tall. Their bones are unnaturally long. Their eyes are empty sockets, save for sparks of red light. And you do not need to detect evil to recognize that they intend malicious intent. They are draped in ancient armor, which has decayed not quite to uselessness. And they carry in their right hand a long, blackened sword. One clearly made for stabbing, the old Roman make. And at once, they continued to press the attack. Roll initiative, Monakin.
Four.
5. How many hit points does Monakin have left?
16.
Good. He'll need them.
Yes.
Oh boy.
First, my bravery.
We'll come back to that in a moment.
So next door we're going to check for traps and listen, right?
That's 20 minutes per door.
Undead are
True.
notoriously impossible to hear when they don't want to be heard.
And by the way, just so you know, John Q, a turn is 10 minutes, and combat always takes 1 turn, no matter how many rounds it takes. So since you're keeping track of time.
No, I made Tess do it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that brought us to 1440 for the listen, and then now it's going to be 1450 at the end of this, assuming we survive. I mean, it'll be 1450 either way.
Oh, I'm sure you won't all die. All right. So first, each of them attempts to attack Monakin. Wait, no, what am I talking about? We have a special order for this.
Yeah,
First,
there's a
is
procedure.
anyone casting a spell?
Owen will turn.
Okay.
Can you guys see into the room and see the skeletons? Because I'm not seeing anything.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot to open the door. I'm an idiot.
Okay. I thought I was starting to think those guys to my left were the skeletons, and I'm like, that's weird.
No. Sorry for the confusion. Okay,
They are
you can see now,
physical
yeah?
skeletons, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then in that case, Aelin is going for Webb.
All right. One of the skeletons is in fact preparing to cast a spell.
Oh,
Hmm.
no.
Do I
Oh,
need
no.
to declare turning undead for Dobby?
If he's turning undead, then yes.
Is there anyone who has magic missile?
Me.
No, we already lost initiative, so it doesn't really matter.
All right. So, movement. Who is closing to melee?
Wolf
Well,
will get in there. Yeah.
I'm
These
trying
guys
to
were
get the
kind
heck
of
out.
like glowy embery, right?
Mhm.
Are these? Could be wrong, but aren't there? Had a rumor, I think, of like zombies or skeletons or something like that exploded. Do these seem like those might be them?
Well, they haven't exploded.
I don't know. My
Try to
guy,
find-
I'm so nice to you guys all the time. I can't answer that question. You know this.
Yes.
Like, you don't know.
Last night, my group wanted me. They were like, "Can I roll an Arcana check?"
You can
And I'm-
ask me anything you want about your senses, and I will give you my best information.
Who was
But
the
if you
last
want me to
person
give
to
you
ask me that?
authority,
I think it was who's the last guy was playing in the group with Chris, the other guy. He was like, "Can I make an investigation check?" And I just went, "No."
They were so
I get it.
infuriated. Oh
It
yeah.
was terrible.
Get out your magnifying glass.
you may investigate. Anyway, so like,
Okay.
propose
Well-
to me a method by which you can test this hypothesis,
Make me choke to death.
and I will inform you of the results as quickly as I can.
I don't have anything, so I just found the rumor.
Okay, Praderi gets closer to go
yeah.
get a close. Praderi
No.
moves up to go get a close look at these things to see if they're the ones that explode. How's that sound?
He's going to look with his sword.
All right.
Monacan
poke.
would like to declare that he is moving the heck out of here.
All right.
I will
Is
incur
Praderi
whatever I have
voicing
to
this
incur.
concern as he steps forward to investigate with his sword?
Uh,
Was he like, "What?
absolutely,
Watch out!
If there's a
She's
Wait,
gonna-
chance.
Hold on
Yeah.
here. Wait a second, Monacan. Is this a group decision, or are you saying we need to retreat, or what's going on?
No.
Oh,
He's
no,
trying to get out the
Monacan
front line.
is getting out the front line, and I'll take a hit if I have to.
Okay. Glorpert moves and prepares for melee to plug the gap.
All right.
Yeah.
You are
Praderi
not
and
running
Taz
away
can
from
both
a.
keep up.
You can. Okay, so they're going to get a free attack at you, but only one of them. And because you are being supported by your homies who are like diving into the gap, they are not going to get a +2 to hit for you turning your back. So here
Is it like a fighting withdrawal though?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Like, this is one of those things where like you look in the rule book and the rule book looks back at you and it says imagination.
Yeah.
So I get to do whatever I want. And what I'm doing is this. It misses. You're fine.
Sweet.
Monacan pulls off the front line.
All right. Maybe you can
Uh,
draw him out. I could get him in the back, maybe.
Where? He's got no organs.
He's got a back.
That's that's technically anyway. So there was a bit of a front line. I can't remember. Did Solotan start casting a spell?
If I can, yes.
I mean, yeah, I missed it earlier. But yes, what spell are you casting?
Magic missile, because someone suggested that, even though it's not going to actually trigger in time. Also, I only have 2 combat functioning spells.
Yeah, and then Dobby was gonna turn at some point. Try to.
Yes. Okay.
So the way
Oh,
the turn
so-
order
so
works is
with
that if
it.
someone like attacks him, they could interrupt. So like theoretically, I should just jump at him. Maybe would that make more sense?
If you want to try and interrupt him, yeah, you could do that. Just dive in there. One of them will get a shot
alright.
at you, but
The question is whether
Oh, so it's the
melee
one in the
goes
back
off.
that's casting. Is that right?
yes, the one on the back.
Okay. That spell could be bad news. I'm gonna risk it.
Okay. So the one that took a free shot already took the free shot at Monacan. I'll have him take another one, but at a penalty. Do what I want. I'm the GM. What's your armor class? Does that hit?
15. You said 15. You also wrote 17 one time, but I think it's 15.
Yeah, it's 15. You take a point of damage as the sword gouges you as you go past.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, and you get into melee with this other skeleton, who is, as a result, no longer able to continue casting the spell.
Okay.
It stops doing whatever strange hand motions and utterances it was doing, and turns to face you with its sword.
All right. I don't think poison's gonna work on this guy.
I mean, you could try. It'd be really funny if it did. Anyway, so now, hand-to-hand combat. I stab first. The one in the back was interrupted casting a spell, so it can't do its thing. The one up front is going to try and stab Glorpert in the neck because he thinks it'll be really funny. Glorpert, you do not get stabbed in the neck. Praderi, Ulfkel, Glorpert, roll attacks. Its armor class is 15. Zoltan, also roll attack.
I am gonna try to poison him because I'm a fucking creature of law.
I miss.
All right, that's a whiff. And Praderi, whiff.
must-
Ulfkel,
These are
they are not one-hit die creatures.
to one swipe.
One swipe, yes. Downside,
All right.
downside, you not likely to kill it. Upside takes
All right.
a lot less time to resolve the combat round.
Fighting the spellcaster.
All right, that's a hit. Roll your base bite damage, and then tell me, and then I will roll a saving throw for poison.
3.
All right, it takes 3 points of damage.
Let's see if the magic concept of like law-giving venom works here.
I think it makes them explode. I think.
We're all gonna find out together.
No, yeah, it's immune to poison. I just
Oh.
typed 20. So yeah, I have fun here. So that now spells go off. So first, let's do the turns. Anyone who's turning, roll your turn, which I believe is a 2d6 plus something or another. Where's that turn and check? There it is.
Yeah, the venom just kind of squirts over his
yeah.
bare ribs, and I was like, I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I expected.
All right.
I have it right here. It's 2d10.
Oh, it's 2d10. Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
2d6. All right. John, just re-roll, and if you roll below a 9, you get a 9.
Hey,
Approximately the same. What level is Dob?
13.
Level 3.
Okay. He is not going to be able. He presents the force of law, but it is not enough to deter these sparks of chaos. You can feel real evil power coming out of these things.
Owen's level 2, and he rolled 13, so I think it's about
Similarly
the same
unable.
result. Yeah.
Yes. All right, and I
Web.
actually hang on a second. I gotta actually write down this guy lost hit points.
Well, they got a spell going off too. Well, he took damage, right?
Right. No,
you
he,
take-
he is no longer
Interrupt him.
casting his. Yeah. You don't even have to do damage. Once you're in, you have to do damage in range combat. But if you get into melee combat with a guy, it's assumed you just smack him in the face, and they're like, ah. So there's no winning for. There's no spell casting for them after that. Not without them being some sort of special monster who's immune to getting face slapped, which this one is not. This one has other fancy powers. All right.
Island's web should be going off.
Yes. Alrighty. So, good news, bad news. Island has total faith in Zolotan's capabilities, which is why she is hosing him down with webbing along with the skeletons.
Well, now hold on a second. Now hold on. How wide is this hall?
It's about 20 feet.
20 feet wide. So it's 10 feet by 20 feet. 10 by 10 by 20. So I can-
if you're able to
I can hose
make it in
down-
any shape you want.
Yeah, which is what
could.
I'm gonna hose down the whole, like the right side of it, top to bottom, and just stick the rest of it.
Sure. No, that works.
Along the wall behind him, further down, if that makes sense.
No, I get you.
Glad I didn't go for a constriction then. Also, because I
All
don't
right.
know what to roll.
So, Zoltan, roll me a saving throw with a +6
Zoltan.
bonus. Zoltan. Jugrov. Roll me a saving throw with a +6 bonus to avoid
And-
getting caught up in the webbing while you are in
And
melee combat with
my
something that is getting
dex
webbed.
is +1, so that's a +7, I think.
Just roll a 1d20 and maybe you'll roll really
Oh.
high.
I didn't.
I think that's probably still enough. What's your base saving throw?
Oh, that was already had it added. The base is dex is a +1 dex. I don't know if there's more in to that.
No, what's your target number for your base saving throw?
Sorry, I don't know what that is. No, I don't know.
All right, so remind me how many hit dice you have.
5.
Gotta find any monster with 5 hit dice.
It wasn't listed in the stats you gave me.
That's my bad. I think I added it later, but I may have forgotten to do so. Yeah, you're good. Your saving throw should be 12.
Okay. Let me write that down.
Please do. All right. The creatures are webbed, but not defeated. Turn the music back on.
Yeah.
Roll initiative a second time.
A second time.
They lurch back to movement, and we're like,
Get
all right, they're not
back
actually dead.
for
Oh, wow.
more.
Nice.
They won.
All right.
Oh, not nice.
Stop that, Richard.
No. No, I was told I was being too nice, so it's time for me to bring the pain. All right. They are mostly mired in webbing, which obviously tremendously impedes them. Both of them draw in on themselves, preparing to do something unnatural and uncanny. A fell mood falls over the party, and the light that falls on them seems to be sucked deep into their bodies as something strange begins to happen. Their mouths dry and open wide, their teeth glinting. What do you do?
Run down the hall out of blast range.
Alrighty.
Close the door. Can we close the door?
You might want to let Sultan
Let
get
Sultan get
back
through the
first.
door, but yeah.
Right. I will. If we're retreating, presumably someone shouts like, "Ah, I think they will blow up" or something like that, and then I'm like,
Yes.
"What?" And then I
yes.
just like slither back north.
All right. Normally they would give attacks of opportunity, but in this case they do not. I assume.
Idiot.
I assume one of you slams the door shut on them.
Yeah, Perderi will hold the door shut.
Okay.
Don't hold it shut. What if it blasts open?
Well, that's what he's trying to avoid.
No, you want it to blast open.
Get out of there.
It's too late. It's too late. He's
Okay.
holding the door. The
Okay.
rest of you guys are fleeing. Perderi's being very heroic. Perderi, roll me a saving throw.
Oh boy. Does this count as a spell?
Yes.
If so, then this is one lower. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So here is what happens. The rest of the party clears out some distance. An unearthly shriek pierces through the door. A nightmare wail that triggers a deep and reflexive horror deep in your gut. For a moment, you're as the mouse before the owl. You're as before the wheat before the thresher. A absolute primordial terror rises up in your gut to clutch the back of your throat. You muscle it back down as you realize that's all it is. Just terror. Just a feeling. You're stronger than that. You've seen worse. The screaming on the other side of the door continues as the rest of the party pulls away. It's going to draw more attention. These things are loud and the sound is horrid.
Yeah, we need to kill those things.
Either that or be
Okay.
far away.
So the door is not exploding.
The door is not exploding.
Okay, well then let's
Perderi,
Let's-
if anyone, it's a supernatural fear effect targeting Perderi and everyone else,
Oh.
but otherwise, there is no structural damage being done.
let's put paid to them as unpleasant as it is going to be with spears. Magical spears.
Okay.
We're gonna yank the door back open, or push it open. I mean,
I'm not.
Well, if we want to attack them, Perderi will open the door again.
All right. You wrench open the door. You force your way in, and you put your spears to work. Yes, excellent choice in sound effects. The creatures are
Nice.
slain. You can turn the battle music off. Oh, you're having fun.
and they don't explode, right?
They do not
Strange.
explode. These do something
Hey.
else.
Oh.
Hmm.
I mean, you saw what they did. They shriek at you with unearthly terror.
Oh, I thought you meant a new thing.
Also, they take a lot of stabbing to put down. And frankly, they almost tear free of the webbing before you finish them off. They're strong creatures. Unfortunately, they have no treasure worth mentioning.
Ugh.
Get with the
Though-
shit.
That said, their swords look to be in fine quality and might be worth plundering on their own account.
Hmm. Well,
They
okay.
seem like normal quality, above normal quality.
Above normal quality, not. They have higher than normal resale value,
Okay.
but
Right.
they're not mechanically distinct from a 1d6 weapon.
I take my bedroll and I roll them up without touching them.
Do we want to grab their skulls or something?
Their skulls are longer and larger than an average human skull. They probably have some resale value to what's his face?
Omen?
Omen
Yes,
Dark.
that's
Has the fire gone out of their eyes?
Yes, they are just skulls now. You had to separate their heads from their torsos for that to happen, but you did do that. One moment. Alright, you have iterated the time by 10 minutes. What is the current time?
At the end of the fight, it should have been 14:50, so 2:50 p.m. Because we spent 10 minutes listening and then 10 minutes fighting. And I do not know if we spent another 10 minutes since then, though. Like with the rest of it. I'm not muted, right? You could hear all that? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it all. Sorry, I'm trying to
No,
drag and drop
no
a
need to
thing on the
apologize, it
map
was
that's
just-
fussing. Come on, roll over, you stupid roll 20.
So it's like there is another door further down.
Yes, to the right. Or, well, our left.
So I neglected to bring a 10-foot pole this time. Does anyone else have anything to test with?
I'm willing to open it. If I do, I would ask phalanx around me of people with spears and ready to fight.
I was speaking more to the hallway itself than the door.
Monacan, do you think we should poke this hall?
Absolutely.
I don't have a 10-foot pole. I don't know if anybody else does.
Oh, poke it? Oh, poke it like that.
In lieu of a 10-foot pole, I do sort of have that. I sort of have like a short-range, crappy mage hand equivalent, so I could go poke it.
Okay.
If nothing else, you're less likely to fall down a hole from the rest of the party.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so a huge rock falls on top of Tess.
Yeah, I
killing
was.
No, it's
Just imagine how the whole snake's body just accordions after that.
yeah, getting you back for Saturday. All right,
That's true.
I'll tell you that story later. All right, so where is leaving the rest of the tokens, the rest of the miniatures on the playmat for a minute, using the party instead. You proceed south from the sounds of things?
Yes.
Okay. Proceed south
And
to
since
this
we're
other
being,
door.
are we being cautious enough that this takes 10 minutes or not?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay, 1500/3 p.m.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
this
Listen.
door, also iron banded, listening at the door. Alright. I will roll your d6, and it's a 4 and 6 chance.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, just getting here, you're going to see something interesting. This door is way nicer than every other door you've seen here so far. It's made of ebony black wood, and it's bound with gold, not with iron.
Oh. Oh my. Well then, I'm
wow.
definitely listening and checking for traps.
Yes. Strange runes are rudely carved into the wood of the door, however. And just looking at them gives all of you a bad vibe. None of you guys... I don't believe any of you guys can read those runes. Though I know that...
I have a spell for languages.
Yeah, I figured you were. Are you going to employ it now, or are you going to wait for the thief to finish mucking around with things? Also, is anyone to cast a healing spell on our freshly stabbed thief?
That's a good point.
How bad are you hurting there, Perdiri?
Not Perdiri.
That was me.
Monacan.
Monacan.
Yep. It's nothing. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just leave me alone.
Oh,
He looks
you
kind of
didn't-
bad. He's got a big gash in his hip. It's freely bleeding. Looks
At minimum,
good.
you should take... We'll assume you bound that up. Actually, no, we could have, but we're choosing not to.
Well, he's
Not-
5 hit points down out of 21, which is not
Yeah.
which is not great.
Not nothing, but not that
You
big
said
a deal.
that this has what, gold? What about it again?
Gold
Ebony,
bananas.
gold, and runes.
Yes, the wood is ebony. The fittings are gold. The door has a really obvious internal lock that looks to be of fine quality, made out of fine brass and steel and other mechanisms. It looks quite valuable, the door itself,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
even though it has been defaced by runes carved rudely into the wood.
Oh, the runes aren't part of it. Like, that is, the runes aren't part of its construction. They were added later. I didn't realize.
Could be like some sort of.
I mean, there's no reason why he couldn't be reading the runes while I'm working, unless my body is blocking.
None at all. I just wanted to
Okay.
figure out if you wanted to do it one way or the other.
Manakin, I'll take out
just-
my bow and guard the area behind us while you guys check the door.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I will go ahead and read that because that could actually be important. What
Alright,
they
so
say.
Test is Solotan is perusing the runes,
Sultan.
and Zoltan is perusing the runes, and Manakin is listening at the door or searching for traps.
Both in that order. 20 minutes.
Okay.
Gary and his retinue will protect the southern side.
Okay. So, first the runes, since those are a straightforward matter to defy. The language, the alphabet being employed is in Drunic, the tongue of evil and the tongue of chaos. However, the phonetics being portrayed here do not align with the Drunic language. Rather, they align with what's the name of the high priestly language? The lawful alignment tongue equivalent?
Liturgic.
Yes.
Liturgic.
Phonetic. It is
So I
using.
can just read that.
Well, you could, except that you don't know.
I can't read the characters, right?
Yes, but basically, it's like using Chinese characters to phonetically spell out English. In this case, it's using satanic characters to phonetically spell out, heavenly. And
Huh.
first there is a proper. It takes you a minute to spell it out because it starts off with a proper noun, which doesn't correspond to anything.
Oh.
And the proper noun is Sarachek. In life, a deluded slave of the blinding light. In death, a dark warrior king.
Say that again. Life.
In life, a deluded slave of blinding light. In death, a dark warrior king.
Huh. I convey this with deep concern.
And Manakin hears something, but it's not from the other side of the door. From way down the corridor to the far to the south, and probably around the corner, far to the west, here's a gaggle of idiots coming, gibbering and goblin. If you keep your current position, you're going to run into what sounds like a few goblins coming through, and you know the
Hey.
goblins in this place grow up pretty big.
Hey, goblin, coming around the corner. Bunch of them. Get ready.
I say we slay them and then find this dark king and bring him low.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
Yeah. Is there any way that we can like ensure an ambush or no?
So
Okay,
we couldn't ambush them.
As
Actually,
soon as they come around,
I
why
think that's a
couldn't we?
great idea. Yeah,
We
let's
hear 'em
cover our.
coming.
Yeah,
Conceal all the light sources.
yeah. Like I agree.
Okay.
And just wait for him to wait until you can hear him within short range bow shot.
Okay.
And then start in on him.
Can't they see in the dark or no?
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult when they can see and we can't.
I'm having a difficulty.
just a
in that
minus
this thing is
4.
not.
Yeah.
This thing
At
is not
advance-
permitting me to put.
Forget about concealing the light sources. Then advance until the light source touches the very tip of the corner, because you said around the corner to the west. So advance until our light source would cover
It's like
that
is this the
that
corner?
turn.
The corner is pretty far to the south. You'd have to advance some way. But if you want
Well-
to try and move to intercept them and bushwhack them as they come around the corner.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
What
First off, I'm having a technical difficulty. I cannot drag tokens onto the map. So I'm going to repurpose some existing tokens, and I'm going to ask you to be creative and pretend that they are something more menacing than they appear.
You mean more menacing than tokens?
Is it the Wookiee? Are they all going to be Wookiees?
God, I wish. That would have been such a great idea.
Do we want to charge? Just charge down there?
No, because they'll hear us charging.
Oh, so we're gonna sneak down.
Let's try to walk
We're just-
quieter than
yeah.
they're talking.
He says to the fighters in plate.
Squeak, squeak.
Engineer casual.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Because you used Hear Noise and saw them coming and sensed them coming and are moving to intercept them, you're going to get a higher than normal chance to surprise them, and they have no chance to surprise you. Normally they would be surprised on a 2 in 6. Here they're going to be surprised on a 3 in 6. I'm going to roll it now where you can see. They are surprised.
Nice.
Okay. Just drag all these dorks to the south.
This corridor is long as hell.
It is. I'm going to assume that you.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're just doing some quick math. Yes, it's a long way, about 200 feet.
Is there a little hidey spot around the corner there like that for real?
Yeah, you guys. There is a corner, and you guys hear them coming. And
No,
Yeah.
what I mean is at the south, I see a little like a lip in the hall. You know what I mean? Like a
oh, here. No,
Yeah.
sorry. That's that's an artifact of
dang.
of the mapping. Yeah, I
Oh.
know. It'd be really
No,
convenient.
that's
Oh my
solid
God,
stone.
that's a backstabbing spot if I ever saw one.
All right.
Yeah.
I float up and
Okay,
cling
so-
to the walls.
So you spent a turn listening and doing math. Then you're going to spend a turn getting into position for the ambush. And then so that's another 10 minutes. And then the ambush happens, which will be the next combat. Maestro, turn on the fight music. Here is what you encounter.
So it's been 20 minutes since we found the runic door.
Yes,
Those aren't goblin. Oh wait, that's right.
I told you. Make sure I've got the appropriate goblins.
Our goblins are just different.
Yes. It is a scouting party of goblins. They are wearing what looks like armor of Kira Boulier. They are, as usual, quite small, bulging-eyed, equipped with hand axes and raggedy spears. In the back, 2 of their number are equipped with much finer equipment. They carry... they look quite startled. They're carrying hand axes and short bows. You have a moment to attack at your leisure. First, spells. Anyone casting spells?
So
What?
if they're surprised, we get like a whole like round, right?
Yes.
Basically.
What
Monarch
do
can
those-
also.
What do those pink dots represent? I'm not sure if I
The pink
understood.
dots represent the more heavily equipped goblins. One's wearing stronger metal armor. They're carrying shields and hand axes.
In that case, Zolatin would like to declare magic missile targeting those guys, and he'll float up high enough to bypass the others with a shot.
Sounds good.
Move over here if I can move. I don't know if I can move.
You may.
Balin. He's gonna send a magic missile.
More
that-
will cast Charm Person on one of the tougher guys that's not being magic missiled.
Yeah,
Okay,
speak
so
to
we'll
him,
magic
Kenny.
missile the one that's further north, and then we'll charm the one that's further south. That's just
Agreed.
arbitrary.
What was that, Ross?
Can you? You have to be able to speak to him, right?
Dang it, you're right.
Yeah, you ditch your interpreters.
Didn't we did ditch the interpreters?
You've had some luck with trying to remember the word here, with playing charades in the past.
They may also speak common. I don't know.
In the past,
don't.
that hasn't been the case.
So she can't cast it, or she can?
No, you can cast it, and they'll be charmed. But communicating with them afterward
Okay.
will not necessarily be straightforward.
And being friends with you doesn't necessarily mean they're enemies with their pre-existing friends.
That is also true.
Yeah. I mean, she's just casting it to maybe buy a moment's hesitation from one of them.
Alrighty. Next, movement. They're not moving because they're
And missiles?
surprised. Yeah, movement and missiles. Who's shooting and who's moving to melee?
Hanakon is shooting.
Shooting.
All right.
Do we want to move to melee if people are shooting?
You can. Yeah, that's a good point. If you want to.
I'm shooting at the back row, so.
All right. Oh, I'm afraid that Monocton's not hitting with his first shot.
No.
Is anyone moving into melee, or were we just doing a volley right now?
Rough.
Monocton, this is a caller question. You must decide.
What was the question again?
Is anyone moving into melee, or are we just doing a volley right now?
I think volley, right? Because we need to take it. Because.
Yeah, I think a volley with it. Yeah.
What about if the fighters, like everybody, like if we're preparing for an ambush, that means everybody should be taking shots, I think, right? And then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, I think you're. What level is Glorpert again?
Level 2. He gets a +1 at level 3.
And he doesn't get any bonuses from.
No.
Does he get +1 to attack from strength? No, that's just for hand-to-hand combat. All right, no, I trust you. So their armor class for the guys up front is 12. So Proderi kills 2. Ulfkel kills 1. Yoganen might kill 1. Yoanen kills 1. Nisil doesn't quite kill 1. But Proderi finishes off the one he kills. So that's 4 kills, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 5 kills. So da, 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 da. I have a good way of mass marking them as stuff. I have to mark them one at a time. Dead. Dead.
Might need to refresh the tab after this to start being able to delete tokens properly.
Deleting them is easy. Marking them as dead is slightly trickier. All right. So that's ranged attacks. Now spells.
All right.
Let's see those magic missiles targeting the guy at the north.
Yep. Solton lets loose his gold eye beams.
Whew.
This is the version that doesn't need a 2-hit.
Okay.
Targeting the northernmost one.
Right. Okay, so that's a total of 12 damage. He survives, but looks miserable.
No, that should be 16 damage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's a +3 for his and a +1 for mine.
Oh, yes. Well, he already had the +3.
The +3 is already incorporated.
Oh, so sorry, I didn't see that. But yeah, mine. Yeah. So then it should be a 13.
All right. There's just enough lag to make this annoying. All right, there we are. And now a saving throw for the one on the south as he is being charmed. That is not sufficient. He is He's indeed charmed. I will mark him with a little.
Moore will gesture
Woozy
like
face.
the universal stop sign and then point to the southern wall as if he should stop and move to the southern wall. And she will say it in the common tongue as well, if he happens to be able to understand. But she's most relying on the gestures.
Alrighty. I'm going to do something a little uncharacteristic. I'm going to roll a reaction check to see how this plays out with your new friend. High is good. It's a 2d6. High is good. Low is bad.
Wow.
Let's see how.
On a
No,
wait, no, that was a D20. That was a D20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Low is bad.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll come up with what it means in a minute. I was just sort of to guide my random decision making. You have now blasted them with a bunch of spells. They are now going to roll a morale check. I'm trying to remember how morale works in this system. I'm just going to do another reaction check.
It's a reaction check, but it's bad. If you roll high.
Alright.
Is low better in
They
that
f-
case?
they
Like if they
failed-
react poorly, is that bad morale?
They failed
bad for
miserably
us.
if that's a morale check.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is consistent with my understanding. Since a high number morale means you have to roll over your morale number to collapse. Wait,
Collapse?
no, hang on a minute. Whatever. They do poorly. They're bailing. They are
As long as it's
frantically
as long as it's consistent with what you thought before you rolled.
This is true.
This is true. All right. They are fleeing. Do you pursue?
You said they got bags?
Yes.
Caller?
Did I hear that right?
Absolutely, yes. After
Yeah.
them.
They got bags and they got loot.
That's
Get
true.
every coin
Probably.
you
I mean,
Get
the
every
loot
coin
might
you
just be like
can.
meat, but like, let's go for it.
Oh,
It's actually
everything
a
they
garbage
can.
detail.
Okay.
Now look at it. They got nice bows too. Get them.
All right. We'll roll initiative again then. I think you're gonna
Ken?
get them.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Who is closing to melee? Or sorry, who is casting a spell?
I think I think Zolatan is gonna try to make use of his airborne speed and go after the armored one and try to use his second poisoning strike because he gets
Alright.
2 every 3 hours.
If you scan. Okay.
Moore will cast light to try to flashbang one of them.
Alrighty.
Anakin is going to try to pursue to melee.
All right.
And yeah, so I guess we're trying to chase him down. So yeah, Perderi
Yeah.
and Pazling will move to melee with Nicel in second rank.
If Bill and Layoff's done, take pursuit.
Alrighty.
Oh, I had a good idea too late. Never mind. Wait, is it too late to change my action?
What's your action? What's your
say yes.
proposal?
I remembered that I have Phantasmal Force and I could make an illusion of a fire to block them.
They'd move before you finish casting the spell, so that's not gonna work.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
may
So
need
you
that for another fight too.
yeah. Okay. So you save your big guns for big critters. These are just gobos.
Yeah.
All right. Those of you who are moving to melee attack to melee range, please roll now with a +2. Please roll now. Their armor classes are effectively 10 and are lowered because you are attacking them from behind.
Swipe twice.
Yes. 2 of them are 1 hit die creatures. The leaders are not 1 hit die creatures.
Both
Anakin
kill hits for 4
stops
damage.
sucking.
Oh wait, I rolled twice. Ignore the second one. I'm going after the big
I'm sorry,
guy.
what is the bonus?
Attacking from behind, so which I believe is equivalent effective to a +2 to hit. Even more if you are a thief like Monacan.
But he
Right.
missed anyway because he's stinking. Right?
What about the AC on the armored one to the northwest that I was aiming for?
The armored one, that one's armor class is 14.
Okay, I still just barely beat it. So I hit him. I rolled 3 points of damage, and he has to save versus poison.
All right, I'm rolling his saving throw real quick.
If everyone wants to focus on the big guys, I'll have my retinue focus on the small guys.
All right, he is dead of poison.
Yes.
Slain him. He foams nicely. Describe the horrendous effects of your poison. It looks like the rest of you guys massacre everyone except the charmed one. Yeah, so
That
that's
is what it looks like. So the the quaddle just
yeah, everyone except the charmed one is massacred. Are you guys? And the charmed one is going to cower in
Yes.
a satisfying way. So thank you for turning off the music. That is great success. Well done.
We have a door opener now.
Speaking of opening doors,
and I think that the effect of the poison is sort of like burning, like an acid or a hydrogen peroxide or something. It just sizzling from the inside.
Lovely.
wretched beast. All right. Advance the
Burning out the
timeline by 10
evil.
minutes, as is proper. Alas, when you do that to a goblin, there's precious little left. All right. You have left the expensive-looking door and proceed down here to a land with several other doors which don't look half as expensive. There are 2 doors to the north and 1 door to the south.
Back to the expensive door, please.
All right.
Did they have any loot?
Yes, you can tell because the charmed one is busily scavenging it off the other armored one, pulling a bag of cash off of his pocket, off of his pocket, adding it to his own bag of cash.
Monacan wants to menace that guy if it's okay with.
Go for it.
Gives you the bag
Barry.
of cash.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
It's-
over and demand it from him, just through gestures.
He is already handing it over to you. He is groveling with a plume.
Mhm.
This guy is an experienced groveler. No wonder he's a manager.
Their bows, I'm assuming, are just like typical goblin make bows.
Yeah, the general
Okay.
quality of their equipment is pretty mediocre. Their metalwork has a surprisingly high quality of decoration to it, though that skill seems to be consistently applied in representing the most appalling imagery imaginable.
Well, think anyone would want to buy it?
It.
I mean, how,
Well,
well,
it's
hmm.
heavy.
It may
I
not
wouldn't
be
recommend
worth.
it.
Yeah, it may not be worth
Okay.
transporting.
Well, one is
There's like a-
transporting itself because the guy is still wearing it, but the other one,
Is there like a cool sword of some kind, even if it's like horrible cool? Because like, you know, my guy's kind of an amateur art collector, as we sort of established. I don't know, maybe just like one like a weird dagger. Feel free to just say no.
nothing that cool, unfortunately.
Okay.
Like you've seen decorations of this sort before. Goblins don't go for abstract illustration, or rather, when they do make abstract decorations, it's always very clearly intended to evoke images of injury and mutilation, bodily function often being interrupted, particularly grotesque jokes. Like you probably have some examples of this whole genre of illustration in wherever you keep your cash.
Nothing goes
here
against
is
the terms
novel
of service.
Yeah.
So we're going. You said we're going back to the expensive door.
Yeah. We should probably see what's in the bag. I'm curious.
It's money. Silver and gold.
Hey. Refreshingly straightforward.
Yes. A lot of silver and gold coins stamped with Goblin City iconography.
Oh.
All right.
So you head back north. Knock off another 10 minutes.
Okay, that should bring us to 3:40 p.m. if I'm doing this right.
Are you? Let's
I might
find
have
out.
I might have missed 10 minutes between finding the ebony door and ambushing the goblins, because I wasn't totally sure how many sequences were involved in this.
It's good enough.
We arrived at the okay. It's within 10 minutes. We arrived at the door at 3 p.m. and now it is 3:40 p.m. Maybe.
Okay. So you return to this door. You wanted to search it for traps? Spend 10 minutes on that?
Yes, please.
Okay. You search it for traps. I will roll your percentile.
We're standing guard.
You see no sign of traps on this door. Now, The lock mechanism is gold-faced and incorporates components of stainless steel, stranger metals, and a lot of fine gold clockwork. So it could definitely contain a pretty vicious mechanical trap. But you are accordingly cautious. Pay close attention to that, and as far as you can tell, there is no trap associated with this lock or with this.
Okay. Well, then it's time for another
However,
delicate.
It is
Oh,
locked. Yes, it is
yes,
locked.
Yeah, I figured. That's another roll of the same type. I believe 40% chance.
Mm-hmm. Then I can take some time to unlock the door. Now, this door, it must be said, is one of the finest mechanisms that Monacan has ever worked with. The quality is exquisite, the tumblers sensitive, and the mechanism baroque. But because Monacan is Monacan, he comes a knockin', and the door clicks open. And
If it
you
ain't
for him.
if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
Minus 100
My
XP.
God, I have not heard that in like 25 years since I played in the DC Youth Orchestra.
I am pleased to tell you that the door unlocks, and you can probably open it now, if you dare.
Triumph. I don't dare. I invite Braderi or somebody else.
Or Goblin do it.
let's
Let's
yeah,
talk
let's,
this over a little bit,
let's
because
gather a little further south, and more we'll send the goblin to open the door.
hang on, let's talk this through a little bit. There's apparently, maybe, possibly, some kind of Dark Warrior King here, which is a fallen servant of the light.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
we might need to bring our A. Just be ready to bring your A game.
We should form,
Yep.
Monacan, I propose we form this phalanx here, like where we have fighters and then second row fighters and spellcasters behind. I don't know if that's an
Oof.
SOP, but
Hey, I've done my part.
Ufkel and Dobby volunteer to go in early. Dobby will be ready to turn if need be.
Brother
Excuse me
Dobby,
for a
I think
couple of
that
minutes.
whatever is behind this might be beyond conduit by which you can touch the holy. But I hope I'm wrong.
Too diabolical.
Assembling a defensive structure. Assembling a defensive formation around the door might be appropriate.
Well,
It's so
we
hard to
don't
tell
want
what
to. We want to be, I think, a little further down the hall than the door for this moment, at least, until the door is opened.
You arrange yourselves in appropriate. It sounds like you guys are arranging yourselves in an appropriate method to avoid being caught in a single titanic explosion and be ready to
That's a good point.
move through the door. Am I correctly understanding your intentions here?
Sounds right.
Okay. Who is going to physically open the door?
Our goblin friend.
All right. How do
wait,
you
wait,
convey this? To
Wait. Do any of you want to try asking the goblin where they got the money?
I think that might be beyond our vocabulary.
Yeah. In theory, we could get him to write it, but I already used my read languages for the day.
Sadly so.
Yeah. She'll gesture at the door. And what kind of does it have a pull handle, like a ring or something?
This door has a twist handle, which you have to actually
Fancy.
pivot in order to unlock it.
She's going to gesture the handle and then pantomime opening it and then pushing the door, like the pushing of a door open.
The little guy looks up at you, looks over to Monacan, looks back over to Moore. Looks a little.
Monacan takes out a dagger and starts cleaning his fingernails with it.
He opens the door. Counts enormously. He puts his little hand on the door, and twists the knob, and the door opens, and nothing kills him.
Awesome.
Good for him.
Beyond the ebony door lies a box text description, a richly appointed and Runes and frescoes adorn the walls, depicting a heroic man in the prime of life, fighting creatures of chaos. The last frame of the fresco, however, shows the same man kneeling before a black altar, a familiar one to you, with a shadowy demonic figure, another also familiar to you, looming above him. An intricately locked door, similar to the one just entered, seems to lead just beyond, roughly 25 feet in front of you.
Send the goblin forward into the room.
Light does not extend beyond the door on the roll 20.
Oh yeah, hang on a second.
Whoop. Sure.
Yeah, I just need to move the
There we
party
go.
token into position.
Oh, wow.
By the light? No.
No, it's the party.
Okay.
The party token.
Okay.
Zolatan will float in boldly, though lets the goblin a little far ahead.
Manakan casts an eye over the gold and brass fittings in this lock.
Is it time for
It's
detect
worth
evil?
money. This door is worth money. Like, if you can get this door home, that's going to be worth a lot of money.
Zolatan examines the fresco concernedly. Or wait, you call it a fresco or something else?
It looks to be a fresco.
The images.
The iconography.
I noticed recognition in some of your faces. He says to the party.
That altar, we... Perderi says, I almost died there.
Oh.
And that is the demon that hunts us.
Oh.
Narga Shorpan?
Nargar Shapan.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
something
Yes,
perks up.
I spoke to others of your party about this previously.
Say that. Don't say
Were
that.
you not supposed to say it out loud? Wait, what did he say? I missed it.
I said, somewhere, something perks up.
I was wondering if we were avoiding saying it, but since you said it,
Maybe we should avoid saying it.
okay.
Don't give me ideas. Anyway, so two
I can
important
probably say
takeaways
it.
here, which I want to emphasize before they get lost in the chatter, which is nonetheless delightful. The door which you have just passed through, Monakin's money sense is tinkling. That thing's worth money. Like that's a valuable art object, and also a valuable mechanism. Already his thoughts are like, how do I get this? How do I steal this entire door? Second, the next door looks just as valuable, and also doesn't have big runes carved into it in Drunic, so that probably helps.
Well, we won't be smashing this door.
We got a hammer and a crowbar.
So what you're thinking is chiseling out the stone fittings around the door and just bringing it home whole?
Do we think we should deal with whatever's on the other side of this next door before
Yes.
taking the doors off?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
really a question only you guys can answer.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah,
how
so-
awkward the confrontation would be if we're stealing his door.
I'm gonna repeat the same business. It's gonna
All
keep
right,
us
I
here
will
for
roll
another. Yeah.
I will roll a sense check.
Is there a rug on the floor?
Yeah.
Can Ulfkel lift a corner and
I'll steal it.
It looks like it's. You ever pick up a rock and look at something gross underneath? This rug's seen better days. You might want to just put it back down. Don't look again. Nothing good under there.
Is the rug heavy?
I mean, yeah, fairly heavy. It's a large rug. It was probably very expensive at one time, but it is no longer pinging Monakan's money dar.
Okay, guys.
in other words, there's it's not hiding a big pit underneath or something.
Yes.
Trapdoor.
Or is
Yeah.
alive meat carpet again? Is it?
Hmm.
it- so this has the symbol that was on that altar. Is that right, Perderi?
That's what was described. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a familiar altar with a familiar demon.
Monakan, this door is likewise locked, and is similarly difficult to deal with. As far as you can tell, no traps.
All right.
However, it is also likewise locked.
We do it again.
This has an actual depiction of the actual demon on it, or
Hmm.
just his altar.
It has a depiction of the altar where you encountered the demon, and it has a depiction, though not a very good one, of the demon in question. If you hadn't seen the demon before, it probably you probably wouldn't be able to make much sense of it. But you've seen the demon, and you know what it means when you see a bird with too many legs and too many eyes and too many wings that exudes a shadowy miasma of menace.
And this guy worships him. And it turned him away from the light.
Quiet
Alrighty.
back there. I'm trying to work.
Gonna try and pop the lock.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. The lock goes click. A mechanism falls sharply into place. This door will now open if you turn the handle.
Monacan steps back, breathes out slowly. You can see tiny beads of sweat. Maybe he looks a little pale.
Or we'll gesture the goblin forward. How far back do we want to go?
Make your phalanx.
Will do.
Okay.
The goblin might simply be getting in the way at this point. So,
Well, he can still open the door. And then he can take whatever ire is on the other side of the door.
should we
Before
form
we
the
do.
ranks with our tokens?
Well, you said I didn't hear anything, right?
You didn't hear a thing.
Okay.
They also
Um,
mentioned that undead can be very silent when they choose to.
Yes.
Give me. That one. Give me just a minute. I'm looking for something. Thank you for your patience. I'll be with you shortly. Here we are. All right, where were we?
We are forming our ranks. I think we need some more tokens.
Oh yeah. Get out. Da-da. Okay, so there's Monacan, there's that, there's that. I'm going to just pull in the stuff from. Okay. That should work. One moment. Need to find a little staging where I can do this. Alright. Da-da. The devil. There we are. Here we go. I have placed all the necessary tokens you may need to the north. Scooching them a little closer to you. There's a lot of tokens on this map, so it's giving me some trouble. If there are any extra tokens you need for your various henchies, they should be available up there. There may be some overlap among your guys.
Who wants to be front rank? Perderi and Pasling are comfortable taking the position. How many? This looks to be what? Where's my measure?
1 grid.
15-foot room.
Oh, the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
the
fit-
doors only. Yeah.
You can fit 5 abreast if you have spears, but the door is only about 8 feet across. You could still kind of squeeze 3 guys in there with spears, but it's iffy.
Are we trying to rush in through the door, or are we forming a defensive position around it?
I mean, it's what are we doing? Monakin.
I gotta use the bathroom. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
That is allowed.
we want to go through the. I mean,
Yeah.
Trying to get through the door, but we
Right.
just want to make sure we don't get too terribly surprised. So I suppose, honestly, for opening the door, you should have like just a whole like row of spears.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can start filing through once we know what's on the other side.
I mean, does any particularly strong, like, is there a great sword fighter amongst us?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
You all
No,
have
yeah,
pretty practical weapons.
It was bothering him. So
Okay, so we have half of our phalanx formed. Who's
I don't know.
You don't necessarily need to lay it all out in miniatures.
Yeah.
I know that moving these miniatures around is a hassle. If you can just write it down in the chat, that's just as good.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be able to move it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we know enough about these
Well,
guys.
let's just do it. Let's just open the door.
okay?
Get that goblin.
More
What about,
gestures
like,
to the
what-
goblin to.
What about these characters that are way up here still and like aren't even close?
Those are
those
spell tokens.
What?
Those are some-
Yeah.
They're
Sorry,
not
go
here.
Those
Are
are
they
someone
here?
else's token, and also I think they're partly redundant with the tokens that Ross brought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. Well, then get rid of
All
them
right.
Well,
Crack
unless
her
they're
open.
necessary.
Into space with ye.
Oh, they do say the
Alright.
HP and shit, so those ones are pretty good.
Yes, we all did some mischief. Alrighty. So Murdigan. I get rid of the spares, so. And we have a net. Naum is already there. Where's Listan? Yeah, don't forget where to put Listan, Aelin, and I don't have. Yeah, I've got Aelin. There's that. Frangog.
do we have any spells that we want to cast before we open the door?
Good question.
Because Moore would love a mirror image, and Owen can go ahead and get his detect evil going. I feel like this would be an appropriate place for that spell.
Yes. I maybe to give us a little bit of an advance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be casting it into the darkness to try to locate him, because the basic presence of evil, I feel, can be inferred.
Yeah. So detect evil. So he'll be able to detect any evil enchantment, evil intentions, evil thoughts, or evil auras within the spell's range of
Just
120
bad vibes
feet
in general, really.
for the next hour.
Oh, a full hour. Okay, pretty good.
Yeah.
Light that up. Light it up then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So mirror image goes up. Detect evil goes up.
Let me roll a d4 for that.
What's the duration of mirror image?
It is 1 hour as well,
Nice.
or until destroyed. Hey, there we go.
Nice. Many images. Just more of him to love. Yeah, I wouldn't laugh at that either.
Yeah, I'm just letting that one stay there.
Just let it float in space for a while. It comes around slowly.
We're very punny today.
All right. So, I assume you look at the little goblin who you want to open the door for you,
Mm.
and he looks up at you like this.
She's like, it'll be fine, I'll be fine. She gives him 2 thumbs up, and then is like, yeah, open door, open door.
All right.
Says, she points to herself like, we are right here, and she points to the ground.
Okay. So he opens the door. Just roll saving throw real quick. Never punished. He passes his saving throw and avoids the poison needle.
Whoa.
He springs back. One sec.
And there's another door.
There is. And as the
Box
goblin is
instead
looking
of
back at you
box.
like, yeah, I made it. Then this guy comes around the corner and cuts his head off.
Ooh.
Oh,
He big.
he died just like he predicted.
The previous skeletons were long and drawn out in an eerie, abhuman kind of way. This guy's just big. 7 feet tall and with the shoulders to match, wearing a black crown. His sword is enormous, already dripping with blood. Your dead hireling splattered on the earth. He regards you, laughs once contemptuously, and raises his sword. The sword shimmers with blackness, sucking up the light that your spells cast on it. Everyone who can see him must now roll a saving throw.
Whoa.
Oh.
And if you fail the saving throw, let me know so I can DM you.
I fail.
Okay.
You said mine's a 12, so I think I fail.
Success.
Failure.
All right. Nice, nice. One
And
sec.
then gonna roll some d20s for my retinue.
Alrighty. And
Nice
looks like they all might
rolling.
be good. Wow. What are the odds they would all roll a 15?
Nice rolling. Ooh.
actually, hang on a second. I gotta clarify something real quick. Made an oopsie. Alright, Monakin's good. Ulfkel is good.
Can I say what Glorpert does? I don't think it's going to affect anything.
Go for it.
Glorpert, up to this point, who's been full of bravado and has faced so many horrors, drops to his knees, and you can smell the stench of his urine spray the front of his pants, and he screams out,
Oh, no.
"Oh, ye a demon of the ancient world!" and just collapses and starts crawling away.
Alright. More or less that happens to everyone who fails to withstand the overwhelming pressure of this thing's killing intent. All who come near it can feel the grip of mortal terror lurch up from within their guts and throttle them by the neck, as all the protections they've prayed for, all the faith they've placed in the light, suddenly feels hollow as words, as death approaches. Roll initiative.
Perdiri, now is the time. Gotta get that thing, or whoever, or Oofkill.
Roll
whoever
good.
has it.
Roll big.
The
You
party
have
has
to-
initiative.
3 beats 2.
Okay, first thing. Is anyone casting magical spells?
Onan will attempt a turn. I don't know.
Am I
it'll have
able
any
to
effect.
act?
Yes.
Okay.
You are able to act.
Okay. Zoltan panics and then unpanics. He like starting to put his tail in his mouth and turn into an Ouroboros and then stops.
Just peel up and run away.
So, what level? Because I don't have that party sheet open at the moment. What level is Aelin?
Aelin is 4th level, and in fact, yeah, Aelin is 4th level.
Okay.
Zoltan is
Oh.
going to try
Web.
to use Phantasmal Force.
I am casting web, or Aelin
Okay.
is casting web. He has one more. If he's 4th level.
I think this is Moore's last spell.
Alrighty.
I knew this moment would come. I was thinking we should stop using these spells. We're so powerful, and using these spells, we should have waited, and here we are.
Well, you
For what it's
one
worth, I
web
had.
up. You got that.
So you do have the web, or you don't?
He does.
Okay.
He does, right?
What's that? Yes, he does. Yeah, he has
Okay,
two
cool,
level 2 spells, and he can only use one. So.
Alrighty.
For what it's worth, I've been previously trying to keep all of my spells prepared, and then I realized that like darkness and water breathing don't do anything per se, like nothing useful, nothing good. So instead, I just have multiple phantasmal forces with those slots.
That's
Alrighty.
a good thing.
So that is spells which are declared. Next, movement and ranged fire. Is anyone holding position to attack with a ranged weapon?
Menachen.
All right. Is
Me
anyone
still-
okay? You may attack freely. Roll to hit. The armor class is high.
Can we fire if we're afraid, if we failed the saving throw?
If you failed the saving throw, I am afraid that you must move away. You cannot engage in combat with this creature. Your
Okay.
instincts do not permit it. Okay.
One of we got 2 nat 20s on these attack
You
bow
got
attack.
max damage too.
I got
Yeah.
max
Here's an
damage.
important question. What are you attacking with? I need to know the nature of your arrow and the nature of your bow.
Oh, it's just a regular old longbow and a regular old arrow.
Regular
Alright.
short bow.
I fear that your weapon, that your arrowheads blunt upon his bones, and the arrow shafts snap and fall.
Mm.
He's too strong. Your mortal weapons cannot affect him.
Were we surprised?
No.
Ah.
In fact, you won initiative.
Yeah, we saw this coming. Yeah, he's
I
not
mean,
even
you might
acting
have-
per se.
I mean, the goblin was surprised. That's why his head's over there and the rest of him's over there.
Oh,
but-
he knew that he's. I mean, was he really surprised though? Did he not think this was going to happen?
He was pretty surprised that he wasn't killed by the poison dart trap. I'll tell you that.
Perderi's shield arm sags as if he lost feeling to it, and he is going to run out the door.
Alrighty. That is going to be a morale check for your guys,
Oh boy.
which they pass handily. They are fine.
Aha!
Though they are a little alarmed.
Shook.
I have a 60% chance of dropping my magic weapon.
Because you're afraid? Because you're surprised?
Because I am
or-
afraid.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
I drop my magic weapon
Was it any good?
right in front of everyone. Oh no!
Does
What spells-
Perderi do the same? Or
Let me double check how the spell works. Yes. Roll a. You got a 60% chance of dropping whatever's in your hands.
okay. Does Glorpert drop the horn as well?
I don't think it was in
Horn.
his hands.
Did that roll or no? Is it lagging? Hang on.
It's
it
just
is.
like, here we are.
All right, so 19. So he drops his magic sword as well.
Which
Oh.
was
Gray
great-
sword.
Yes. Well, easy come, easy go.
Are any of these magic weapons blunt?
Uh,
No.
No.
This
Although I will
system
tell you that
doesn't-
swords are notorious for cutting through bone. Like that's a
Mm.
thing swords do all the time.
Yeah, this system doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Dobby. He can't grab anything
Yeah.
like
No
Oh,
edged weapons.
yeah. I mean, he can pick them up. He just can't fight with them.
right.
Well, that's kind of critical here.
That is true.
Pasling will pick up Gray sword. she
Alrighty.
needs it on the front line.
All right, what's next?
Alrighty. That was
That was
Movement
missiles. Is there any
and
movement?
movement.
Yeah.
Anyone else who wants to move into the new gaps in the front line, now's a good time. But I don't think there is a good opportunity to do so.
I flee in the worst possible direction down this hall.
Oh no!
I rolled.
Oh, Mother Gloop lost so many sons this way.
Oh,
All right, so now it's his turn to move. He's going to move into hand-to-hand combat. He advances forward. As he does, he has no shield. He lifts his weapon, holds it such that he holds it like a dagger, and then grips the haft with his other hand, so that he can.
It's half blading.
Yes, he's half blading, getting ready to muck in at very close range. His bony fingers curl around the blade until they burn. Next, hand-to-hand combat. Pasling, Naum, Frangag, Niesel, and Ulfkel.
Playing.
Ulfkel swings Gold Spear and yells, "Go to hell!"
All right,
Nice.
that should miss, but I'm going to give you a +1 for the go to hell. So you will hit.
Nice.
19 misses.
What level is
What?
Ulfkel?
3.
Oh yeah, so you should have a plus. If you're attacking with a gold spear, that should easily hit actually, since you should have +1 to hit. Yeah, so you have +1 to hit. That is not included on your sheet yet.
Yeah, level 3 you get another +1 base attack bonus or...
Mm-hmm.
Go levels.
Ulfkel gets in there, messes him up. Pasling, Naum, Niesel, Frangag. If you have a magic weapon, roll. If you don't have a magic weapon, don't roll.
Well, darn.
Pick up the great sword.
Pasling attacked with Gray
Oh.
sword.
Well, there's two magic weapons on the ground.
Yeah, who's picking up the other one? Niesel can grab it if needed. What was it?
Gray Spear.
Hey.
Gray spear? Okay, that's perfect. He's a second rank guy.
Cool.
But he shot arrows this turn, so
Alrighty. So, actually, yeah. Did everyone shoot arrows? Are there any other attacks against him? Or is that it? Are we done? Is it my turn to go?
spell
behead one of you?
Oh no. I mean, you don't have
Alright.
to.
All right. Well, Ulfkel, I've got bad news for you. You're the one who wounded him, and he's quite miffed about that, because he prefers not to be wounded. So he is going to kick your ass. Okay, what's your armor class again?
17.
Do you have parry? What's your dexterity?
11.
Nope.
So 16. He hits, and he does 6 points of damage.
Ah.
You cut him. You cut him with the spear. He can die. He can be wounded. You can feel it. You can sense the vulnerability in this creature. He's not immortal. He's not a god. But he's a strong warrior, and with one stroke of his sword, he splits your skin and spills your blood upon the carpet. And then once you realize why this carpet is so overgrown with mud, how much blood has this carpet soaked up over the years? Over the decades this creature has defended its space. Its battle pressure is unlike anything you've ever fought before. It pierces your defenses with ease. Strong as an ox. Thick with dark power. But it only attacks once.
Initiative?
One sec. Yes, initiative. I'm looking something up real
Wait,
fast.
we have to roll spells.
Oh yeah, spells. What the fuck am I doing? Yes. Ross,
My
I'm
bad.
sorry I keep dropping the F-bomb in your lawful aligned YouTube channel. Please forgive me, children.
This game is not for children.
That is true. What with all the vicious murder which is happening.
Yeah, I feel like. Well,
Okay.
never mind.
Spells. Let's do some spells.
More was tempting charm person. I would assume that has no effect.
Unfortunately, you assume correctly. Moore's spell can hold no grip on this creature, which has put
I
any
wanted to
such
say.
idea as
I wanted to say it was.
long time ago.
I wanted to say it was worth a shot, but no, charm person was not going to work. This fucking guy. Zolatin will cast Phantasmal Force, and he is going to do it to wreathe himself in an illusion to enhance his lawful authority. So, essentially, like, just trying to wreathe himself in a sense of sunlight and use it to, like, cast a baleful judgment on this creature of darkness which used to itself worship the light, and just try to just fucking, like, guilt him while also trying to just look like you guys have some mojo on your side to assuage our flagging morale.
Like when Gandalf.
Yeah, like that, but with more. I don't know if anyone played Exalted, the sort of like gold sunlight, translucent force field symbology that appears in the air.
I get you. So,
Sort of a dollar store turn undead.
all right. So you can do one of two things with this. You can either attempt to suppress his battle pressure so that your party members who have been consumed with terror are no longer consumed with terror,
I do that.
or you can attempt to push him back directly. Which one of those do you want to do?
I try to counter his battle pressure. Like I am the anima banner. I'm the mascot. Let's go.
All right, everyone who failed their saving throw, you get a second saving throw.
Big money, no whammies.
Pass.
Hey, we're back.
You're back, baby.
Yes. Oh, I didn't think that was gonna work.
Alrighty. And he is not casting any spells. So that's all the spells, right?
Yep. I think so.
yes.
Well, no, web. I did cast web.
Oh yes, web. All right.
Oh, Dolby was trying to turn undead.
I'm okay. Give me a 2d10 for Dobby.
Hi.
16.
14.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
I can't see it.
you rolled a
1d10,
6 and an
a
8.
6 and an 8. It's a 14.
Oh, yeah.
Where
14,
is
sorry.
that?
He's level
Sure.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll just snip the table real quick for you, Richard.
Thank you. I see. That'll be handy. That is not enough to turn him. However, unlike Yohanan, his holy symbol doesn't crack under the pressure. Thank you very much, Haven. All right. Now we roll initiative for the next round. I roll a 3. You need to roll a 3 or higher to go first. You
3
go
it is.
first. All right. First, is anyone casting a spell?
Well, what happened to the web?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yes, of course.
I should have
He is
remembered.
admired in webbing. I
Okay.
will.
Well, here.
Ross, draw a webbing for me. You're good at it.
Hold on. This is important. The door's open, right?
Yes.
So I'm just going to send the rest of it just shooting off into the hall, but keep this side free.
Need some stabby.
Need some backstabbing room. Come on now.
That's fair.
Monacan is shouting orders to Aelin. I'm sorry. Maybe that's
that's
wrong with
fine.
me. Is it?
No, It's fine. It's fine. You kind of need it right now. Okay, now it's actually the second turn for the third time. Spells. Is anyone casting them?
Yeah. Aelin has 1 spell remaining. He will cast Magic Missile.
All right. The big spit. Who else? That's it.
Nope.
All right. Oh,
What color is the horn?
I believe it's gray. I wrote this down. One sec.
Yeah, I think you said it was silver.
Okay. Shaking and urine-soaked, I crawl back and I hear all this fighting and see lights, and I get to my knees and I blow the horn of Valhalla.
Okay.
Not the Horn of Blasting, right?
Not the horn blasting.
Okay.
It says that I summon 2d4 Berserker Warriors at 2 hit dice. They do
Oh my
plus 2
God.
to attack because they're berserking.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. So, I'm gonna ask you to take advantage of your GM powers to drop some appropriate miniatures around Corporate, and then also have them all roll saving throws against the terrifying battle pressure of the Demon King. But they can roll twice because Salotin is still pushing out his counter pressure. And if they pass, bring them in. And if they don't pass, I don't know, leave them outside or just don't put them on the table at all. We'll figure
Or
it out.
pass.
Cool. You now have 4 more berserkers. Or rather, you will when you finish the magic item activation phase. Okay, so movement. Perderi, I assume you're closing back to melee?
Yes.
Okay.
He's plucking the skill breaker from his belt to arm
Alright.
himself.
Put yourself
not-
where you wish.
Monacan is going to, as acrobatically as he can, make his way around here. Assuming that this evil lord is still engaging with the one who's actually hurt him so far.
Yes. He is bound in webs, which holds him fast where he stands, but does not completely immobilize him because he is too strong to be bound in that way.
Yep.
However, it does immobilize him enough that he cannot take a swing at you as you pass. Okay. So that's movement. Melee. Everyone who is in melee with him, make an attack. If you do damage, or rather, if you hit AC 20, you hit him. If you don't have a magic weapon, you can't hit him.
All right, now this is going to be at a +4, is it not?
Yes, you get your usual +4 bonus.
Okay,
Is there
so
any
I'm at a
bonus for him being
+7
webbed
overall.
or no?
Dang it, man.
You know what? That's a good point. Give him a +2 to your hit because he is webbed.
In that case, I hit. That's exactly what that makes all the difference.
Within 11?
Let's see. 11 plus 3. Okay, hold on. No, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
My bad. Wait, hold on.
You
I was a plus. No, I do not. My bad.
Sorry, Chief.
It was still close with the webs.
John, once again you strike him. You strike him with the gold spear, and once again you wound him. This weapon, it seems, can cut his bones. Marrow spills forth from them, black as tar. It evaporates when it touches the ground below. You can cast magic missile, yes.
Okay. I'll do it.
The rest of you attack him, but
3
alas,
damage.
his defenses are too strong. He is admired. He has but one hand free, and with that hand he lashes his sword around like a demon, warding you off and howling in fury.
That's 3 more damage from Aelin's magic missile.
All right.
Question, Richard. Since
Inquire.
Pradari fled last turn and then had to run all the way back this turn, I assume he doesn't have enough movement to get up here.
Up here? No, yeah, you can do that.
Okay, then he would have attacked with the Scalebreaker in that case.
All right. Yes, although
And missed.
yes. All right. No other melee attacks. He is going to make a melee attack, though at a significant penalty from being almost entirely immobilized.
The Dark King
And he is-
falters.
He's going to target Pradari because he's right-handed and his left hand is currently otherwise occupied by some weapon. He does hit Pradari for
Ooh.
5 damage. The hilt of his sword clocks Pradari in the snout. It is a almost refreshingly mundane way to be injured.
Better that than a giant beak.
Yes.
Getting hurt in a way that reminds you you're alive instead of makes you feel dead.
Yes.
Though, too many hits like that and you won't have to pretend.
Yeah.
All right, and now spells go off.
Oh, okay.
The berserkers appear and rush into the fray.
Who are these guys?
A pretty potent solar beam comes out.
So he'll take all the help we can get.
Do they hit
no,
since
don't
they're
care.
magic?
Well, we'll find out in a minute. The I-beams are quite effective and carve a deep gouge through the creature's bones. Its rib cage, several of its ribs become floating ribs, hanging suspended within the armor, held together only by malice. But it is still alive and looks no less dangerous for it.
That's a good roll.
Yeah,
Quite. Only slightly above average, actually.
true. The one kind of drags it down.
Yeah.
Magic
Alright,
missiles trend towards the center.
And that's all the
Mm.
spells, right? There was the magic missile and the barbarians, and that was it, right?
I believe so.
Alrighty.
Yep. Moore's tapped out. If there's any support that she can provide from the back, please let me know.
Yeah, get him! Just some sharing. Alright, so he's done his attack. Alright, initiative, round 3.
Oh, could Dalby cast holy water on this thing?
You could.
Ooh, that's a
Nick?
good idea.
Because
That's-
I just saw that.
You know, that's what holy water is for.
Should I just roll d20 like I'm throwing it?
Yeah. Roll high.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Moore also has a single thing of holy water. If she could throw that.
Like, I forget when you're throwing like oil, you just have to get a certain number. I forget. Just
Mhm.
to.
Let me check the exact rules, because there might actually be some, although never totally sure.
It's like
Combat.
a splash effect or whatever. It's not like hitting AC. It's just.
Yeah, there's no specific rules for it, at least not here. But let me check in the equipment. Yeah, holy water. When thrown, used as a thrown weapon.
Pretty much just rolling an attack roll for swords and wizardry, I think.
Yeah, it would just be an attack roll. It would do 1d6. It'd be easier to hit him, but a 12 is not going to be enough. Dobby throws the vial of holy water, and the Demon King bats it out of the sky with his sword.
With the bonus from the web, I think that bumps more to a 20.
More's will land. Give me a 1d6 for damage.
1.
He is splooshed. It sizzles like acid, and for a brief moment, the stench of evil in the air is alleviated, but only for a moment. Okay, now it's time for the next turn.
Okay, should I re-roll? It'd be the second time I've re-rolled initiative. I don't want to keep doing it.
What you rolled a 1?
I rolled a
Let me see if-
1,
Let me see
so
if I also roll a 1.
yeah. No, we'll
I
keep
don't roll
it
a 1.
this
I go
time.
first this time.
Yeah.
But like I've got one guy and he attacks with the sword. We'll see what comes of it.
All right.
All right. First, is anyone casting a spell?
I think we're all tapped out at the moment.
All right. Is
Got a little
anyone
more.
Oh.
All right. What are you going to do a thing?
I think I got I got another magic missile. It's my last one.
Smoke him if you got him. Next.
There's probably not like an even bigger Ur-demon after this one. Well, there is, but not right
There
here.
is. Hopefully not right around the corner.
All right. So movement. The berserkers close to melee and attempt to grapple the demon, which they
Wow.
do with their full strength and completely fearless of death.
All
They
right.
yes, they shine like visages from the heavens. They look like stained glass windows. But it is not. The faith that they represent is very old and very primal. But it is still nonetheless of the light. And they grapple him, holding him fast, making him even weaker, because they have no weapons which can wound him. Next. No one is making any ranged attacks, I assume, at the moment. Actually, no. Ranged attack. Is anyone throwing holy water at him?
Niesel will throw holy water, and so will Owen.
All right.
Dobby.
If you're rolling a holy water attack, give me a 1d20. You want to roll a 12 or higher. All right. For every 12 or higher you got, roll me a 1d6.
4.
More holy water sanctifies this place and burns the demon.
I have, I think, only one more holy water.
It's not cheap.
Nope.
All right.
No, I have
Next. Okay. Next, melee attacks. This guy is impeded, but he can still attack.
Proccing
However,
spells.
I don't think he can actually effectively hit anyone with a 13.
Is he hitting
Who's he
again?
attacking?
Yeah, he was going for Perderi.
Perderi will defiantly turn his blade with his shield and reclaim a bit of that fear that he had earlier, where he refelt the moment where he was struck by the demon.
Alrighty. Hang on a moment.
Let me stab him.
All right. Now's a good time for you to roll for stabs.
Did anyone pick up Grey Spear?
Dang it, man.
I think Lofsten grabbed it, but Lofsten is not inclined to close into hand-to-hand combat with this thing.
Well, in that case, I take it back and use it.
All right. Alas. Alas.
Hey, Perderi stabs him with the knife.
Nice.
Anakin misses with the sword.
A lot not so nice.
Traps.
This guy is currently being grappled by 4 strong men, and while he is tied up, and he is still proving extremely difficult to kill. All right. That's all the melee attacks, I believe. Next. Let's see
You
that
got
last
one
missile.
magic missile, yeah.
The final zap.
There it goes.
Roll high.
Roll middling.
It scores another hole for him, but he's mostly whole anyway, being a skeleton. All right, now there's no other magic in play. Now it's just the brutal slog of hand-to-hand combat. Let's see if he can take any of you down.
Well, he already rolled, didn't he? For this turn?
He did.
Yeah, I know, but like for the next turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like we're all out of tricks. It's just violence from here on out.
Yeah.
All right, he rolls a 2 on his initiative.
Hey.
4.
Nice.
If Naum or Frangag don't have a magic weapon, they can feel free to grab the holy water off of Perderi.
Okay. So, here's the situation. His base armor class is 20. That's reduced by -4 due to being almost completely... by -4 to 16 by being almost completely immobilized by the weapon. And that's reduced another 2 by being grappled fast by the berserkers, who are quite strong and completely fearless of death. So he has an effective armor class right now with 14. If you hit a 14 or higher with a magical weapon, let me know how much damage you do.
Was that the case last turn as well?
I'm working this out as I go. There's
Okay.
not hard and fast rules for this, so
right.
we're gonna go forward.
Okay.
8.
All right. That's a good hit. I want to hear how. Feel free to describe it if you wish to, but not obligatory. That wounded him badly.
I take out half his neck and like crack it open, and like half his neck is like that screaming noise is coming out of his ethereal jaw.
Oh no, yeah, that's good. Like you cut into where his spinal column would be if he had one, and black ichor shoots out in a jet.
And then yes.
hits for max damage, and I don't know if you're doing double damage. He's aware that I'm here, so it's not exactly surprise, but he did max damage.
Between the lot of you, I've got great news. By vicious effort, all working together, you bear him down to the earth, pinning him to the rug below by blade, by knife, by spear tip, wrenching him apart, his bones trying to haul themselves back together as he goes, his sword lashing out one last time as he dies to strike. But Perderi, what's your armor class?
It is...
But it's not 19.
Sorry. 18 compared to 19.
Okay. You just barely parry his final blow.
Oh, if you roll a 19, then he hits.
Oh, it is a 19? Okay, in that case, yeah, he whacks you, and let's see how much damage he does with it.
Hit me with your... Oh.
He just scratches you. Another scar for the collection.
It's like,
12 hit
I had
dice.
1 hit point.
No, he's still got 18. He's good.
The carcass beneath you shudders. And then all the blackness falls from the bones, pours into the earth, and a bleached white skeleton lies before you. The The sword, the sword falls from his hands and lies gleaming and glittering on the earth.
Odin still has Detect Evil going. Sword bad, Juju?
It's pretty bad.
Don't touch it with
I mean,
your bare hands.
I mean, no magical weapon is... As I've annoyed Test with before, all magical weapons are kind of mean-spirited, but this one especially.
We still need to dispose of it.
Yeah, we should try to see if we can get any magic performed on it to see if it is cursed or not.
If you're not supposed to touch it, don't pick it up. Use a blanket or something.
Yeah. Seeing the tributes in the etchings on the walls to what was once a glorious man, Perderi will take his last holy water and pour it on the skeleton and say, "Return to the light, brother."
Nice. Nice.
Meanwhile,
Clerics,
Menachem.
that doesn't work. That doesn't work, clerics. You know it doesn't work. But it's still kind of nice.
Which part of it doesn't work?
You can't send
Yeah.
someone to the light after they're dead like that. You gotta get them beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
mean, he's
my
more
guy
just
was-
trying to
I had
prevent
actually
it
just
from
typed
coming
up what I
back.
was saying, which is
Oh, it's a Lawton. It's a Lawton.
Nice.
Anyway, so we're short on time, so I'm gonna be a little swift here because I want you guys to see the loot and stuff before we leave for the day. Good job. In the room beyond, there are several. This room is the tomb of a rich man who in life was a warrior. The main tomb itself is richly appointed, and this place has never been looted. Fine tapestries hang on the walls, although they're now mostly in tatters. There are a number of ornate funerary items worked of gold, including several censers of incense, and also an intricately carved wooden chair. The once rich rugs lie one on top of the other on the floor, so that your footsteps are almost silent. However, the walls are covered with evil runes.
Wish we had another goblin.
Sadly so. There's also a door, if any of you guys are
Take care
feeling
last one.
spicy. This
His
door is
re-
not... Sorry, say it again?
Oh, I was just going to say his read languages should still have another use available, I think.
Huh?
Possibly.
I only had one prepared.
Yeah, but when you cast it, I think it has like 2 readings attached to it.
I don't
Yeah, I
don't
think
remember
so.
that. Let me check.
What was it? It was comprehend languages?
Read
Read
languages.
One or two
first
readings.
level.
Yeah, you can read one.
It says 1 or 2 readings. It's up to you then.
The rune... Are you perusing the runes?
If I I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'll float in there and take a look.
They're just
I ain't scared.
graffiti. They're a large collection of miscellaneous, imprecations of darkness against the light. Several ramblings of obscure theology which make your skin crawl.
Would you say it's a nice chair? How nice are we talking?
I'm saying, like, if you're willing to pick it up and carry it out, you can get money for it.
Let's rip everything off the bolts, but let's get this door open and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Nal will open the door.
Okay. You wrench open the door. You have to muck with the lock, but you have time now, especially now that you can close the other doors behind you. And within the far door, which is blessedly not trapped, there is an ornate crypt. A bronze chest with intricate designs lies in front of a large stone sarcophagus, which has just recently been thrown open. Standing next to the chest, leaning against the wall of the crypt, is a steel shield. A large chair sits to the left of the crypt.
Onan kind of looks about the room, seeing if Detect Evil is tugging any particular direction.
There are some vague evils within the chest. Ye faint malice.
Menachem is going to do his business
Alright.
in a good way.
Okay. Menachem searches the trap. Sorry, searches the chest.
Whoops.
It
Say
is
Searches
trapped.
the trap,
Yeah,
finds it.
Yeah, he finds the trap.
You find a chest in the trap.
It is also locked. It looks like when opened, it will fire a dart from a concealed compartment at whoever is opening it.
Does
But
it?
now that you know it's there, you know approximately which vector the dart will take, so you can simply not be there when it opens.
Is it locked?
It is.
Okay. Go to work.
You haven't rolled above a 15 for opening the lock this entire session.
That's
And I
wonderful
can tell you-
news.
Yes, and you pop open the lock, and it contains a whole beast of treasure. Too much to explain in one go, but there is an enormous pile of coin. Copper, silver, and gold, roughly in equal amounts, mixed all up in each other. Enough that it'll take 2 or 3 people to carry the chest comfortably. There is also a medallion and a ancient and rotting quiver with a few gleaming silvery arrows.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Note silvery, not silver.
Understood.
I know. So I just wanted to realize I could misconstrue people that way.
But if they're gleaming after all this time, I'm going to take it as a good sign.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, all the things. You said that there was the shield in the corner, and what else was there other than the chest and the sarcophagus?
But there was a chair.
Yeah, I
Shit.
can see that on the map.
There's also a jeweled crown on top of the dead guy, which is going to be worth some
Oh,
money.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Monacan, we should, I think, take the time every character
Yes.
should search the rooms. All three.
Oh, yes. So after
And then
fully searching,
we should see if it's feasible at all, including using
Yeah.
Zolotl to rip that door off and carry it out. If it's not,
Both
Well-
doors.
the door with the marred like graffiti on it might not. Okay, so does Monacan's money sense give him the idea that he might actually like? Would the wood on this door now be worth anything with all of that scrawl on it?
It's clean
the
on one
first
side,
floor?
so yes.
Okay.
Could it be
well,
magically repaired?
Not by you, but by someone probably.
Probably worth something to somebody.
Oh yeah, no, all 3 of these doors are quite valuable.
Oh, man.
so then we need to, we'll set up a couple of people on watch while we attend to searching, and then freaking
Yeah.
to put our general contractor hat on and start working on these door sills here.
People
Yep.
would always wondered, why did you carry a chisel? This is why.
Yeah,
Do the-
I've got metal spikes, I've got a hammer, I've got a crowbar, we got tools.
Do the
Okay.
dudes from Valhalla have any power over the doors to take them off?
Oh, they've already faded and all out of existence. They're here to fight.
My work
not
here
to
is
call.
done.
You didn't do anything.
I have a
That's all.
question
Wicked
about
stuff.
that. Glorpert will go to Monacan, covered in urine and sweat and blood and magical webbing and everything, and demon ichor and everything else, and like covering half his face, and he's shaking, and they're trying to figure out all this treasure and stuff, and he's like, "Can we go home?"
Yeah, we got to sell this stuff. Can't sell it at that crazy inn.
Good.
Are you done? Enough of the life for you, huh?
No. I wouldn't mind going home for a while.
Yeah, you need to change, buddy.
Okay.
I don't feel
It's
ashamed to
not-
tell
It's
you.
been too long since I've seen the sun.
Okay. I stagger off.
Yeah, well, but not just yet. Don't stagger off by
I
yourself.
mean, I stagger off to get back to work.
Oh, okay.
Was the crown pinging his evil?
No.
Zoltan puts it on his tail like a ring.
What you said? Vague evil inside the chest. So what is pinging then as evil? Or was it just the evil of the trap mechanism or something?
I regret to inform you that Detect Evil, when functioning in a diaphanous sense to detect malicious intent beyond the original intent of the spell, is exactly as specific as I think is funny and no more. So that's all you get.
And it does not detect poison. It specifically calls it out.
Yeah. Poison has little malice in it.
Well,
It could've
what
been
I'm saying is
Poison
we
can be
opened.
good.
We opened
What's
the
wrong with
chest.
poison?
What I'm saying is we opened the chest, so there's no.
Nothing inside is still pinging evil.
I mean, you said
guess-
it was a bunch of coins. So is there anything?
No, yeah, there's something in there with still paying evil.
Okay.
All money is a little evil.
To cover all our bases, can we check the walls for secret passages and check underneath the rugs?
Yeah. That's part of the searching the room
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Indeed. So I'm gonna roll some checks real quick.
Before we
With so
rush
much
off
of you,
back
it'll be
home.
really unlikely that you miss anything. But if you do miss something, it'll be really funny.
It's like we missed the +5 kitchen knife or something.
I assume that you want to borrow from the 1E DMG lists the limit on use of the horn as once every 7 days. It is not mentioned in Swords and Wizardry. Or do you
Yeah,
not want
it
to
doesn't have a
limit?
cooldown at all in
Yeah.
this.
I'll come up with something appropriate, and it might
That's-
just be once
yeah.
every 7 days.
Okay.
But
It was a great use of it, though.
I mean, I bet those berserkers loved it because this is exactly what they were made for.
Yeah.
So
just a bunch
maybe
of sweaty guys jumping in there, grabbing them.
So, I mean, I know we've got like treasure rolls and figure out. Is there anything that's going to kill us? No? Okay.
I could roll random encounters to see if you get jumped by something with a knife while you're trying
Oh,
to
will you?
disassemble all these things.
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna spare you this time, because as has been noted, I'm too nice. But don't worry, I'll get you later.
Okay.
I
I
forgot what to do about Webb.
I don't change or bathe or anything when I get back to the Bristleback Inn. I plop down covered in demon ichor and urine and stinking and shaking and everything else. And just like order food and eat it all.
I've got great news for you. Madam Bristleback very generously will pay for your bath at no
Aw.
charge,
Nice.
on the condition that you go take it right now.
I take the food to go and carry the bugs into the bath.
This is
That's
the life.
luxury.
Yeah.
This is good. All right, I will have the results of your treasure haul shortly, so you can get it all organized. I'm going to assume that you guys are all on break up until the time that we resynchronize the clock, so that 1-to-1 time is reestablished. And you will be
Understood.
able to use that time to do in-character things like brush your teeth, go to the bathroom, invent new horrible magics, make some scrolls. I don't know.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, I'd love to
I
invent
haven't
some new
used the
horrible
bathroom
magics.
this whole time. I didn't say I did in character.
I think you did say that in character.
I
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
say
You
that.
definitely did.
Yeah, actually.
In character, he no longer has to use the
That's-
bathroom.
Not right now, no. All right, everyone, that was great
Thanks.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for indulging my melodrama. You guys
Order
are
melodrama.
That's your spin. That's what makes it fun.